Yo, boys, back with another video. Today we're doing another Outlaw Rogue video, and we got an interesting game here. So, pretty much, I get unbanned in a day, so which is tomorrow. By the time I do get on, I'll be unbanned. I have a lot of queues to do. I gotta queue on my wrestler, gotta get him to 2400. Even though I've already got my booming to 2400, I might as well push my wrestler as well. Um, I still have my Ellie to push, even though I've already been 2600 about on WrestleSham. I'm just trying to play these classes, get them up, and that's his step. Still have to get my mage, my Dev Evoker. We have a lot of queues that we need to do. Now, I'm not going for rank 1, obviously, but I am going to go for 2400. Goal is to get 2400 on every class. I think the last class that we'll need to do after all this will be Priest, and um, gotta wait until a season where it's actually pretty solid. I mean, right now, I guess Holy Priest is pretty good, but it's that's a healer that you need to play like high rated with. It's like lower rated games, like under 23, 2200, you're just gonna get people that don't use CDs, and since you don't have a damage reduction ability, they're just gonna get full throttled. So here, run in, we're gonna sap this guy, cheap this guy, big damn. So pretty much the basic opener. We're gonna resap off our first sap, gonna keep stunning, gonna kidney shot off the saps, and then we're gonna blind 1 second away from the before it ends. Now we get a trinket. That's your base. That's your basic um, blind setup in the opener. Do that every single time. Honestly, if you can, try to get 3 saps, but obviously off your saps. Whether it's 1 sap, 2 saps, or 3 saps, then you're gonna kidney shot, and then you're gonna blind. Do that every time, and you do pretty solid. Every time you have blind, wait until you stun, and then all you're gonna do is you're gonna stun, blind, vanish, and then sap, or you can shadow dance sap. It just depends. So here we use our vanish offensively to get a shield, so we can get some CZ going out. So we get pretty much we get his communion just from the cheap shot or the stun. So it ended up being really good for us. Obviously my hunter doesn't really trap. Again, we're playing at a rating to where people aren't they're not likely to CC like that, but who knows? So here we kidney shot again. We're just doing big dam, and it looks like they're killing my enhance. So definitely pay attention to who your teammates going, because usually they'll start swapping without your knowledge, and it's not gonna. You want to be on the same target, especially when you're playing, an outlaw spec, because obviously I do a lot of cleave damage, but it's just to like the pets and stuff. So even with all the AoE, I'm still only doing like 60k DPS. So you're really reliant off your teammates to win games for you, and you're just kind of like a sub rogue. Obviously, on your burst, you're doing a pretty hefty amount of damage, especially if you have you're between the eyes up. But overall, it's not a class you're not there for damage. You're there for CC, and then you're there for the stuns and then the mini burst damage that you do. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. So here I blind him. We get trinket, perfect. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get his shield, so we're just going to PV and wait for the shield to go up before we CC him. Because unless like my hunter just gets a purge or something like that, it's not likely that we're going to get it. So we'll just keep PVing him down till the shields fall off. And then that's pretty much that. So here we end up using our Shadow Dance, we end up triple cheap shotting him, and then we re-cheap him. So 4 cheap shots, get the 3 shields, and then cheap shot him. My guy had trap off that. Usually he's going to trap off that stun, and it's going to be lights out for this guy. Thankfully, we ended up just winning the game, and he didn't even need to trap. So next game, obviously, most of my games that I've lost so far, it's been pretty solid. But the only games I lost is either people not playing the game or people not using CDs. Like I haven't actually lost a round from me playing bad or like just overall team playing bad. It's literally just been, oh well, they don't click a button, we lose. So here, this guy tier deliver Yelmsa. We do big damn here. Again, your main goal is to get those big combo point pistol shots off. Because while you have Shadow Dance or Subterfuge open, you're going to do a lot of damage. So here, as you can see, just doing that little mini CC rotation, you end up getting a lot of CDs. I was about to blind. Thankfully, I realized that, it was, he had stack on him. And we save blind, so we can either blind him or we can save it for the kidney. I think I just throw out blind, since you always want to throw out blind super early in solo shuffle. So holding blind for more than 30 seconds is really bad because it's gonna reset pretty like it's a literally a 1 minute 30 CD. So um, by the time you have blind up again, he's not gonna have they're gonna have the trinket or they're not gonna have trinket. It's like you definitely just want to use it. Here we're looking at for kicks. Obviously, you're trying to save your shadow step for when you need a kick. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to kick. So make sure you're saving your shadow step for kicks on the healer, because just one kick can win you a game. That's how like crucial it is versus these specs. This guy decided not to click turtle, and then we had a reverse, or we had a timestamp, or whatever it's called, to where it reverses time as they do damage. But I guess neither one of them wanted to click a single CD and ended up throwing the round for me, so not much we can do about that one. Again, this is kind of just, I started out at 1600 MMR because obviously I haven't played Outlaw on this character on my brother's account. So, um, next season or the next time I get banned and I log back on this rogue, he's gonna have, hopefully I can get around 22 to 2400. That means next season I'll be around 2200 MMR at 0 CR. So if I ever want to just push a quick 2400, I can pretty easily. That's how people push. If you guys didn't know, they have huge MMR gaps, and by the time they get to 23 or 2400, they're already like 27 or 2800 MMR. So even if they go 2-4, they're still gaining rating. So if you guys were curious how these people are getting, rank 1 or high rated with a very minimum of games, is because their MMR is inflated to the rooftop. And obviously, if you're doing good from the very beginning, you're going to be getting a lot of rating. And that's basically all they do. So it's like a 5-head strat. Obviously, none of my characters have had it, but even if they did, I usually play classes when they're bad. The only class that I played that was good, like during its time, and I actually played it, was DH. I played it for a week before it got nerfed. Even though DH for the first week was OP, I literally had green gear on and got 2100 in like 30 games. It was ridiculous how strong it was, but it was actually pretty fun. I did enjoy it. So here I DR Kinney, a really bad Kinney on my part. I didn't even know it was. I have a really bad habit of if somebody stuns, I don't even notice it because I'm so used to like nobody stuns when you're playing with a rogue. So I'm just so used to having like I have it in my head when he's off DR. So like in my head, it like just tells me when he's off DR, and then I'll just Kinney. But then I don't even notice that. As you can see, we gouge his sniper shot. So then that's all this guy's trying to do. And again, most healers die. Like most people die whenever you're millisecond CCing. So like even if I do all that huge CC, usually nobody's gonna die. But if I do like a weird DR CC when he's getting low, he's gonna die. So you have more of a chance of winning a game off a millisecond CC than you do huge CC. It's kind of weird how that works. So we got a DR cheap shot and we ended up winning the game off that stun that we did. So that's why step kicking healers is so good for you because just one kick is 3 to 4 seconds worth of CC, and that's on top of your stuns and gouge and blind. So like if you can hit a kick, do it 100%. Go for it. Save your step for kicks only. That's what I would, that's what I would say. So again, we sap kidney, and then we're gonna blind off that. Unfortunately, he breaks it with his explosive shot, so because he was using AOE explosive shot for some reason. Don't ask why. Um, but that's pretty much your CC. If you can get that down, you're going to be one step away from, winning games. Obviously, still try to focus on damage as much as you can, but as you can see, I'm doing literally negative damage, and these games are pretty one-sided, and they're pretty much, they're easy wins for us as long as we just don't, as long as we use CDs, we have a 90% chance of winning these games. It's very easy games. These are not difficult. Everyone just needs to play like at least a 2K player. Obviously, this Hunter ends up going 0 and 6, so there's only so much we can do for them. Somehow they end up dying here in the first 30 seconds of the game. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. But apparently it's just we forgot how to play our characters, I guess, and they end up taking us out. Obviously, this hunter is going 0-6, so there's nothing you can do about it. The game's just it's meant to be like that. Somebody throws and they don't know how to play, and that's just how it goes. The hunter's playing okay. He's just relying off sniper shot too much, and that's what a lot of MMs do. Uh, don't run sniper shot and solo shuffle. I'm pretty sure they don't run it anymore. It's really bad because all you're going to be doing is spamming sniper shot. The only time you're able to get it off is in the stealth. That's the only time. So like the beginning. So this shot, look at how far the shaman goes across America and ends up getting cheap shotted on his trinket and dies. So had he trinket bubbled, which is his grounding thing, he would have been global. So he had to wall. the problem is he need to do it immediately on the stun. So he waited till like 50 or 40%. And as a shaman, when you have a BM hunter on you, it's not gonna do much. So as you can see, my evoker did 10 times the damage I did. I literally just didn't do anything. So the hunter and the evoker literally did double my damage in the timestamp of 5 seconds. So again, when you're playing Outlaw, you're not gonna be doing damage, but you'll be, you know, your damage is kind of Blade Fury damage. So you're just doing a lot of cleave. It's just you're not doing a lot. You're just a stun bot. So like even if you're not doing much damage, you need, hopefully you have a teammate that's doing damage, and obviously I'm playing with an enhance that has a proc chance, and he's just getting proc after proc with his elemental blast, and you'll see how much damage he's doing the entire game. So he's just full throttling 100 to like 140k non-stop versus 2 hunters. So all our goal is to stun the healer and then just CC the healer. So off that kidney we're gonna blind, and then we're gonna vanish sap. So off that we're gonna vanish, and then we're gonna sap. So here's a perfect, again, another perfect CC chain, and while we did that, we just got turtle from both targets. So while he's in CC, we just got every single CD in the game, which is nice. Alright, at this point this guy dies. Let me know what you guys thought about this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.